Okay, we left off on pasuk Chof Shlishi. Vayikra Odom Shemus Chol HaBehema Lo Hashemayim. Odom called names to all the behema, all the land animals, Lo Hashemayim, Chol Chayis HaSoder, and all the Chayis HaSoder. It's interesting. Just want to point out something. In pasuk Yutes, right, the previous pasuk, the Torah says, Hashem formed from the earth Kol Chayis HaSoder. So Chayis HaSoder includes what? Domesticated, undomesticated. It doesn't say behema b'Chayis HaSoder. And what? V'yoli es elo Odom liros ma'yikra. And he brought them to Odom. What is he going to call them? Then it says, Vayikra Odom Shemos l'chol habehem lo fashmaim l'chol Chayis HaSoder. Here, after he called the names, now we classify them. This behema and this Chayis HaSoder. You see what I'm saying? Before, Chayis HaSoder included both the domesticated and undomesticated. When he identifies them, now it's behema, now this Chayis HaSoder. It's two classifications.
Of course, when he's adding the word kol?
No, behema. Normally, behema means domesticated, chayim means undomesticated. So when we speak in pasuk Yutes, so he says, Hashem formed all the Chayis HaSoder. What does Chayis HaSoder include? Domesticated. When it says, when he called them names, to who did he call names? To the domesticated and the birds of the heaven, and Chayis HaSoder, and the undomesticated. So, understand what I'm saying? So it's clear. The answer is very clear. It's obvious. Before they're identified, what is the name? The name identifies the essence of what the species is. So before it's general. There's the land animals. Once he calls them the names, now we're able to discern between domesticated and undomesticated. Until that discernment is made, the identification, they're all Chayis HaSoder. No, now he understands what Hashem created. There's the domesticated, there's the undomesticated. I know, before you have the problem. If it's a problem, we'll have an answer, but I'm not sure if it's a problem. If a man, he did not find an Eza Kenegdo, he did not find a counterpart, a helpmate. But I just want to do Rashi, and then we'll listen to Rabbi's problem. If Rashi doesn't ask the question, evidently it's not such a problem. Right, Rabbi? Okay. Ul'odom lo motza Eza Kenegdo, Ezer vayapel Hashem l'keshevin l'fonov. When Hashem brought all the species before Odom, kol minu min zochon nekeva, omer lechulam yeshlem ben zug. As we explained yesterday, based on Chaim Voloshinov, he understood the essence of each one, and he understood the makeup and the compatibility from the male and the female in each species.
Sorry, which pasuk are you saying, Rashi?
Vayapel Hashem l'kim Odom lo motza nezer. Right? Pasuk, the end of pasuk Chov, it says, "L'odom lo motza eza kenegdo." For man, he did not find a helpmeet opposite him. When Hashem brought every species before him, every male and female, so he says every species has a benzug, has a mate, has a counter. It's interesting. If ultimately Hashem created a wife, a woman, a helpmate, what he said, everyone has a benzug, I have no benzug, I have no mate. Then Hashem brought this deep sleep upon him, and he took whatever he took. There's a question what he took. You know, how Chava was developed, and Chava was made. I mean, if every other species had a counterpart, why did he create a counterpart for Chava? Chava initially, she should have been created. They had to be created as one entity, and then afterwards the woman was created. Why? later we find that what is one of the greatest flaws in the human personality, one of the greatest flaws, Kofi Tova, being an ingrate. Being an ingrate, right? The first ingrate in existence was Adam. After he ate of the tree of knowledge, and Hashem says, "What did you do?" So who does he fault? He blames Hashem, blames God. It's the wife you gave me. That's what he said. And as a result of that, when we were in the midbar with the mun, and we started to complain, we said, "Lechem aklokel," with the mun, we've eaten these wafer breads for 40 years. Again, Kfuyah Tov b'nei Kfuyah Tova. Your ingrates who descend from the original ingrate. Adam was the original ingrate. He established this negative, this defect in the human personality. Okay? Initially, you appreciate you need something. A person doesn't understand the value of something. You can't call him an ingrate. Right? You don't understand the value. But here, originally, you appreciate it. God denied it to you, and you understood what you needed and its value. And after everything's said and done, when you fail, who do you blame? You blame God? You gave me the wife? You couldn't set up that test, and we see this characteristic manifest itself into the future. And that's one of the failings of the human being. Because if a human being would be naturally appreciative, as the Chomas Halvavos points out, you look at the world, the person has health, intelligence, retention, many things. We're endowed with so much. How are we not appreciative? You should be singing God's praises continuously. The answer is because we have our own way to sing it. And that's the challenge of life, continuously. The challenges of life. Do you see it right? Don't you see it? But what always interferes with that? It's always the me, the I before, It's me, then him. But that already started with Adam Rishon. That started with, but this test, or this negative characteristic couldn't have come about unless he was created initially without the helpmate, and you appreciated what you were lacking, and despite that, you're the ingrate. Okay, let's see the Maral.
Was it improper for Adam to ask for help?
He didn't ask anything. He didn't say a word. He just said, everyone, he says he doesn't.
But the Bereishis on the Rashi says that he says, "I don't have a helpmate."
He says every species, he says he came to realization that every species has a counterpart. He doesn't. Doesn't say he prayed. It was a realization that he was lacking. He was in need of something. So if you're in need of something, when a person has a need, and then it's satisfied, you appreciate it. Correct? So initially he did appreciate it. But when, as you say in vernacular, when push comes to shove, and who's going to carry the brunt of the guilt, you pass it on to the next one. That's what happened. He passed it on to Hashem. It's your fault. It's not my fault.
So this wasn't a tefillah, it's just some sort of thinking.
It's a realization. It's a realization. Person comes to a certain realization. I'm waiting for the problem. I wanted to shut off the recorder. I didn't want to embarrass him. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
To call him back with that one.
I was waiting for Alan to come. I wanted him to hear your question. Both of them?
On his gun.
Or he's not working today?
Robbie, what's the problem, Robbie?
Let's listen here. So, shh. Yeah, go ahead.
So, every animal that they will put on whether kosher or not kosher, is designated by God. But here, we see that it's Adam who designated every
No.
animal.
He identifies. He's not business. He's identifying them. Not kosher, not kosher. Not kosher. Naming them. It doesn't say kosher, not kosher.
But even naming them, the name designates very, very specific.
No. Honestly, a person comes upon a discovery. Why did you have to come upon it? God should have brought it into existence. He should have, right? I mean, that's what existence is. Man has to come to certain realizations. Because man has to appreciate the reality. It's only through through reflection, because if you take a look at Rashi's words, Hashem wanted to look at the species and reflect upon them. It's only through reflection do you have an appreciation and relate to the value of anything. You know, you can walk down the street, you see many things, but you just gloss over everything. If you stop and you reflect on something, then all of a sudden, see, you know, it says by Moshe Rabbeinu that when he matured, it says he went out liros, besivlos, ochiv. No, he went to see the sufferings of his brothers. So over there it says he had. So Rashi makes a point over there. He had to stop and to reflect and to gaze upon the predicament. If he would have just gone out and say, you know, just going sightseeing, you don't appreciate it. You have to stop and reflect to see what's happening. Otherwise, you don't internalize the reality of what you're seeing. We see visually, we see many things. But if less, you know, you live in one time. You know, one time you had to go to India to give this example. Today you have it in New York City. You know, you saw people starving, dying on the streets, homeless, and everything else. But they lived in the street. You had to go to India for that. Okay? People lived in India. It was a daily thing. They walked through the street. People have what people have means. They didn't even know to look at these people. You know, like you see cats running. You notice a cat running in the street? That's where human beings were. It was a different class of people. So unless you stop it, but if you actually you do a documentary on them, and that same person would see that documentary, he's going to respond differently. Even though he walks down the street and sees that same thing every single day. Because seeing the documentary, you're focusing on the reality of what you have over there. You understand?
But Adam must have had the Ruach HaKodesh to designate the name of the animal.
It's not Ruach HaKodesh. He had wisdom. He had God endowed him with a level of intelligence that he was, when he saw something, he could immediately quantify what it was.
Why is it?
What's intelligence? Is intelligence Ruach HaKodesh? I mean, intelligence is also, it's God endowed. Right? What is intelligence? Certain people see things, other people don't see things. Rashi didn't say that. Rashi says characteristic take the man given to the woman. Where does Rashi say that? No. Rashi doesn't say that.
It's the physicality.
No.
Body.
He didn't do anything wrong. At this point, he didn't do anything wrong. It's later, down the road. Steve's always ahead of us. Always 3 steps ahead.